Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new painting tutorial, and now we are going to paint the Crimson Court. I'm going to paint the leader of the unit, okay? So I'm going to go for red armor with black clothes and then golden decoration. So I'm going to go for quite a classic look, and I will see if at the end I do a satinated finishing on the armor, like the Bram Stoker Dracula. I think there was everything was from there. There was a scene where he put on like a armor that was like satinated. I'm removing here a small flash that I have there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the base. I like to do the base first because I like to, in case I want to be messy on the base, and then we are going to go up on the miniature. So the base, I'm going for a stony type of look. Okay, so this is the look I'm going for the base. Okay, this type of greyish stone. So I'm going to start with, and I do this with a couple of contrast wash. And this is quite easy, and it's also quite fast. So I'm going to use first the Griff Charger, and we are going to do this wash on everything except there is a skull there next to the head of the statue. So except this part. If it's pulling a little bit here, I'm not too concerned. This is quite a greenish, okay, but I like quite a lot this color, and I use it quite a lot. So it's one of the colors that I like from the contrast paints. Okay, but you can see quite fast. I'm using big brush. If you go a little bit on the rim, don't worry, we are going to clean up the rim at the end of the paint job. So normally, but the base, I like it to do it at the beginning. So we do this. Okay, so I will do that. I will let it dry, and I will be back once this has dry. I like a lot this statue. I think it's quite a nice, it's a very nice base, to be fair. But the head is dislocated. Okay, so I will finalize that and I'm back. Okay, next step, I'm going to do the skull that we have there. So most of the miniatures of this warband, I think all of them, if not all, almost all, 3 of them have bones or skulls on the base. So we are going to apply, in that case I'm applying Screaming Skull. Okay, any bleach, any bone. When say the old color was bleach bone in workshop, I mean any bone color, ivory color will do the work. Okay, so we apply that, and I'm going to wait that this dries because I want to do a wash before. But the thing we can do while we are waiting to not is we can start working on the miniature, because I'm not going to do too much dry brushing. You can see I want to be sure that I have the paint a little bit too thin. No. So I'm going to paint now with Templar. Here is a tricky part, because this miniature I think have trousers there. What's, sorry, I did not put it correctly on. Yeah, this miniature, it's quite tricky. Okay, because I was looking, this look like trousers because there is falls here. Okay, so I'm going to use Black Templar to do the black. Okay, and in that case this will include the hair. So I'm going to do the color scheme is black and red with some parts decorated in gold and some leather. Okay, but the main colors are going to be black and red. Okay, so I'm going to put here, since that the armor plates are only in the front, I have a small bell there, then we have to put a little bit of black in this part. Okay, and then I will do as well black on this thing. And I will try not to dirten the bottles and so on. Okay, so I apply Templar. You can see Templar, Black Templar. It's very easy to apply. Have a good is one of the of course is black. So have a good coverage. So it's the maybe of the contrast paints the easiest to use. And I'm doing almost all my base coats of black with this Black Templar, to the point that I already ordered a second pot. So I'm really happy with this, with the Black Templar, because it gives this very dark gray tone at the end that is ideal to start illuminating, the illumination, the light. So the illumination, the highlights. Okay. Okay. So I will do Black Templar on all the parts where I want black, and I will be back. Next step, I'm going to use Aqua Clear Shade, and we are going to wash the base. Okay, we know it's very greenish. With this we are going to make it less bluish. We are going to go more to the earthy tones. Okay, let's do, we go over everything, and this is what I did the bone before, because on the bone it's not a problem if we do that. I don't know who designed that. I don't like too much that is like not matching the front and back of this, and you cannot really go inside and you see a little bit of red. So it's not. I'm not fan of this how they have designed this part here, but this part there, the face and so on, I like it a lot. Okay. So I have. It's a bit that I like it, but I don't like this part that is. I will have done this like a one piece that is matching. I don't know why they have done it that way. Okay. I like, you can see I like it more when we put this brown wash. I think also increases a lot the definition and the cracks, and it's making this more interesting. Okay, now we are going to wait that this dries, because I most likely this one, because it's bigger and more elaborated, and we have this tattoo. Maybe I will add some other. I will add more detail. Okay, so I wait now that this dries, and I'm back. Okay, we have now like that. It's not completely dry, so I will work on the armor, and then we can come back to the base later on. So I'm going to use Flame Stir to do the armor, and we're going to do almost everything except where we have flesh and the backs and so on. Okay, so I will start maybe from the bottom, and we're going to apply. I think it's the best. Also, it's a very good red if you want to start painting anything. I'm really I use it on the other vampires, and I'm really impressed how nice it looks. I think the Game Boy should really nail it here with this, with the Flame Stir. It's a very nice bright red. Okay, so I'm going to apply this on the armor plates. Where I want to put gold or bone, I will try to avoid it, but if I go over, I will not be too concerned, especially on gold, because gold covers nicely and almost. If you are going to use Retributor Armor, and we go easily over any other color. But sometimes I do it so to see later on much easier what I want to write. So do know, for example, you can do this like you can apply. I try not to put too much. Try to control how much paint I'm putting, but you also want to put enough to have the effect of the contrast. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the armor plates, and I will be back for the next step. Okay, so you can see how nicely this flesh tears red works. Okay, so I'm doing that and I will wait a bit dries. Okay, next step, I'm going to use this color, Deepkin Flesh. Okay, not this, sorry, not Deepkin Flesh, I'm going to use this one. Iron Rag Skin, okay, and I'm going to paint with that the face and all the flesh. Okay, with that we're going to do the flesh. I know that was released for the Deepkin, but it's also quite good to make vampires. Okay, here there is not much. I have to be careful because I want to not to ruin the work I did on the hair already. But apart of that, there is not much missed. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I will be back once this is done. Next step, to make the shades on the skin, I'm going to use Apothecary White, the contrast paint. We're going to put this on the skin. This will create a very nice shade and will give this bluish color that it will reinforce the pale skin. Okay, so we are going to do this on all the skin. This one is not, you don't have to be that careful, because on the red you have to be careful because you will dirt them, but not on the black. It's not going to have a lot of impact. Try not to put too much as I did here. So I will remove the excess, and that's all. Okay, and we're going to put, for example, on the hands, it's going to be quite easy, straightforward. Okay, I'll do that on the other arm, on the other hand, and I will be back. Okay, so here you see, here I also applied. Okay, so I will do this on the other side and I'm back. Next step, I'm going to use Retributor Armor on the parts of the armor where I want to have the gold decoration. Just a moment, I put here something. This one I normally take it from the pot. What I have done is I have thinned it down first, but I don't put it on the wet palette because the wet palette, the water is not good for metallics. At least I don't like it. So because normally it's end up breaking the paint. So what we are going to do is we're going to make all the details that you want to have on gold with this Retributor Armor. Okay, and I will be back once I have done this. Okay, next step, I'm going to go back to the base. We're looking at the base, and I will use a little bit of BL Tan Green to do some green shades, okay, to make it, I wanted to make it look more humid, and we are going to apply some green in some parts. Okay, so I can apply it just to give a little bit of green touch, not everywhere, where you think that the moss can go or the green, and just to give this shade here and there. Okay, you can see like that. Okay, it's important when you're drawing stones, rocks, to play with the tones and not just to live on the just on the we'll say on the grayish color. So just you can play with browns, ochres, greens. So, and then we can do as well do some on the stone. Okay, here and there, as I said, just to give the sensation of humidity. Okay, and I try to make it quite subtle. Okay, well, this is more in the parts where I think that the water can go together. Okay, and as you can see here, I think like that will be good. Okay, you can see I have done all the gold as well, and now I'm going to take another contrast, and I'm going to do the bags that he has at the back. Okay, I'm going to use Zygor brown, dark brown, and I will do the back, these bags or pockets that he has at the back. Okay, so I will do both on the same color. With Zygor brown. Okay, so as usual I try to apply this one. I apply it quite carefully, controlling where I am putting that, and I will do as well this belt here. Okay, it's also visible on this side. Okay, so I will do this, and I'm back. Okay, next step, I'm going to use snakebite leather. We are going to apply this on the scarp of the dagger. Okay, try not to go into the black or the red, but I will not be too concerned if I go into where I will play later on the metallics. Okay, the important is that we have this is what I want to avoid. Sorry, off camera. Okay, like that will be good. Next, I'm going to use skeleton horde, and I will do the horns that he has at the back, but I realize that I have here some dark, so I will need to put white first. I will use Swimming School. I have it on my palette, so to be sure that I have covering these black spots and other mistakes that I have done. Okay, and I'm looking for a solid white. Okay. I'm going to correct a small mistake I did on the previous layer. Okay, I missed here a small part. Almost done. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm waiting that, I'm missing here, I have some bells that I want to paint, so I will do them with Rhino's Hide. I don't want them to be too visible, and then we are going to do some page highlight. Okay. It is good. I'm going to take now Castellan green, Caliban green, sorry, this one. And I'm going to paint this bottle. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to use Corn Red. I don't even wait that it dries, and I will apply Corn Red. Trying to make like that. Okay. So I like that the red mix a little bit with the green. And I left very little green, and I try to keep it flat like that. And then I will take blood red, sorry, blood red, Mephiston red is called now. And I will do something like that. And we will wait at this device. So while we are waiting at this device, I'm going to use now a silver color. Okay. And I will apply this on the sword and other parts where I want metallics. Okay. That's going to be parts of the sword, and I will do some parts on the dagger. Okay. Not much mystery here, so I will do this, and I will be back for the next step. Okay, next I'm going to use Retributor armor. Again, we are going to do the gold parts that we have not done before, so that is some decorations here on the dagger. You can see now the finishing is not that great. We are going to work later on having more contrast. So the objective at this stage is to apply all the base colors, so we are going to do as well these decorations on the bottom. Okay, so here we go. I will do the rest of the gold, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, now we are going to use the skeleton horde on the horns and this fang he has on this thing here. I guess it's like a fang or a small horn that he has on the elbow of the armor. Like that. I like to do all the base coat and shading, and after that we will, I think in the second part of the video, I will start doing all the highlights. Okay, done. Now I will take this one with Charger Grey, and I will apply this on the silver metallic. Okay, so here on the sword, on the dagger, any place where we have the silver or the metal, the iron color, the steel. Okay, it will give a quite interesting shade. Okay, like that. Have a nice put some more shade around the drop, and we are going to do the same on the dagger. Okay, and now I will wait at this dry because I want to do another wash on the gold, and I want everything to be dry before I do the wash on the gold. Okay, so I wait at this dries and I'm back. Okay. Next step, I'm going to use Raglan Flay Shade on the gold. Okay. So we're going to apply. I put too much, you can see. So if you put too much, just lay a little bit the brush and come back and spread it. If you go a little bit over the red, it's not a problem. Example, when you do these things, it's even not bad going over the red, because it will help to create stronger lines. And once it's dry, it's not going to be that visible. Okay, it's not visible, more visible now because it's wet and change the reflection properties. But once dries, it's going to be not that visible. Okay, same here. I will apply. You apply this on all the gold parts. You have to be careful here on the bottle. I just want to apply it on the gold. Okay, there are parts that you have to be more careful, but part of that. I try not to dirty too much the horns of this fan, but if I go a little bit at the base, it's not a problem. This will help to start creating the shading at the base. Okay. And then we are going to wait that this dries before doing any other step. But I think I will finalize here. Just let me apply the because now we are going to start working on the detail work, and I prefer to do it in a different video where I start working on the face. I will start working on the face. I will start from the face and going down, so we will need to highlight the black and so on. So this is a lot of work still to come. Okay. As I said, this is just the preparation to do now the fancy job. Okay, here I don't care too much, and I go all over there. This. I care not to go into the metallic, as you can see, I try to avoid the silver metallic, if not it will look rusted, oxidized, and I don't want this. Okay? So now I will wait that this dries, but to be fair I will stop here part 1. So if you want to see how this end up, please keep subscribe to the channel, look for the next part, and you will see the final result, so how I do the highlights and all the details. So that's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you later. Bye.